What is ma? Not like the cat calling, "Hey yo, ma!" I'm referring to the Japanese concept of the space between things. The kanji itself combines the character for gate and sun. It literally depicts the light shining through the crack in the door. Ma isn't nothingness, it's purposeful silence. In Western storytelling, we're taught to fill the silence because it's awkward. In Japanese aesthetics, that awkwardness is the point. It's the recognition that two people aren't one. They are separate entities respecting the space between them. Every now and then you find a gem of an anime during a season that is already jam-packed with classics in the making. As amazing as the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen is, and Frieren, there is another anime that has caught my attention. One that doesn't include sorcery or magic or any unrealistic aspect at that, but a show about dealing with grief, adulthood, and the complex figures within our lives. That show is Ikoku Nikki, or the English title Journal with Witch. 35-year-old novelist Makio Kodai never had a good relationship with her older sister Minori. Due to this, Makio is not stricken with grief upon hearing that Minori and her husband died in a car crash. When Makio is asked to identify the bodies, she runs into her 15-year-old niece, Asa Takumi, who she likely forgot existed. But even then, Makio is the only one in that room full of people quote-unquote offering their condolences, who reassures Asa that her complicated feelings are valid and suggests that the teenager should come live with her. Despite her lack of experience and seemingly the last person fit to take a kid in, the novelist and teenager not only learn how to live with each other, but also with themselves. Before I even get to exploring the plot and the kensuke ushio soundtrack, I want to talk about the meaning behind the names of the work written by Tomoko Yamashita. The English title of the work is Journal with Witch, but the Japanese title is Ikoku Nikki. And because
Watashi wa Nihongo Des,
I know witch is something like maho in Japanese, so I did my research and found out that my instincts were right. It is not a literal translation. Ikoku means foreign, and Nikki means diary. That explains the new beginnings that Asa and Makio have to face when living with each other. It's a foreign land, and both keep their own journals about it. Asa keeps a literal diary, and Makio, as a novelist, seems to use her own life as inspiration. Journal remains the same in the English title, but foreign is replaced with witch. At first glance, it seems like we're only referring to Makio because she seems like an isolated, cold-blooded witch, but as the show goes on, you realize it talks about something much deeper. How our perception shapes these witch-like figures out of regular people. People who have become villains in our eyes because of mistakes they might have made or an opposing life view that seems threatening to our own. There's this moment when Makio realizes that her sister who passed away had clothes in her dressing room that she never would have wore as kids. Even though this may seem like a minor moment, this was when Makio realized that this image of her sister was construed by the fact that she closed contact to her. She had this image because of the way her sister treated her, and she likely had every right to feel that way, but by closing contact, she never realized what could have changed. I love the character of Makio because she defies the stereotypical image of an adult. Most adults act like they have it all figured out, and anything remotely childlike makes you immature and not fitting to be an adult. That's what Makio's sister likely was like, and it's why I think Makio serves as the perfect counterpart to raise Asa. But while that's all true, we are only seeing this from Makio's side. Flawed people can change. Inherent differences in arguments shouldn't blind us from what people can become. And that's the lesson that Makio learns and teaches to Asa. As Asa is angry with her friend for revealing that she's an orphan to the whole school, mainly by telling her mom and then her mom told others, she realizes that that same friend is the only person she can talk to about the pain that she's been dealing with. So while she's upset that her friend did what she did and has every right to be, she also realizes that that moment doesn't define their friendship. Now let's talk about the desert, because the show doesn't just teleport to Egypt for no reason. Most anime show loneliness as a dark room or a rainy street, but this series uses a literal desert. It represents the internal world of the characters, vast, shifting, and impossible to map. Studio Shuka is doing something incredible here with negative space. The camera lingers on an empty hallway or a half-eaten meal. This is Ma. the Japanese concept of space between things. Just like the space between me and getting a girl, they're living in ikoku, foreign countries. Even though they speak the same language and live in the same apartment, they don't understand each other. Makio's bluntness isn't a character quirk, it's a survival mechanism. She's built up this wall for over 30 years and now has some teenager throwing rocks at it. We live in a culture, especially in 2026, where everyone wants to relate. We want to ship characters, we want them to be besties, we want trauma to be resolved in a 20-minute episode arc. But this anime says no. I can't feel what you feel. Your grief is yours. It's a private country I don't have access to. Makio doesn't perform grieving aunt. She stays herself. She is messy, selfish. She's a writer who prioritizes her deadline over a teenager's mood swings. And because she stays real, when she finally does offer that comfort, it's not an act she's putting on. It's her willingness to share that grief. I also watched Hamnet recently, and it really displayed the same lesson to me. The lesson that most of us try to solve others' grief. Tell them where their loved one went to, or that we are so sorry they had to go through something like this, but it will get better. Offering our condolences, what we think they should hear. Yet the true answer to pain that we don't understand is to offer to share it, to allow the empty space to remain there for as much time as this person needs. Life isn't some character arc set to be fixed in the very next chapter. It's a real experience that takes time to understand and process. The vastness and emptiness of the desert is a perfect representation for that emptiness that we traverse through moments dealing with grief. There isn't a clear path, we don't see the end to it, but when others offer to share that with us and tell us that it's okay to feel that way, because being an adult, being human, isn't all about having it figured out. It's about connecting with others, arguing with them, and ultimately learning more about yourself by speaking to them. At the end of the day, Ikoku Nikki asks a terrifying question. Is it possible to truly know another person, or are we all just novelists writing fictional versions of the people we love in our own heads? I didn't expect a quiet anime in 2026 to be the one that made me reevaluate how I look at others, but that's the power of this show. It doesn't give you answers, it just sits in the sand with you. So if you haven't seen this yet, this is likely the best show that you aren't watching. And it's the most human thing we've had in years. So of course I'd recommend Frieren and JJK. It's been amazing so far, but this show certainly deserves more love. Yeah, so I guess I was too excited with getting the last video out that I didn't even address the new things that I got. Standing desk, as you could tell, I'm standing up. And I got a new mic. Hopefully you noticed somewhat of a difference. I was using that other mic for 2 years, I think, and now I finally got a job, like a full-time job. So what I told you guys was true. I'm going to invest as much as I can into making better content, and I want to be consistent on here. If some of you follow me on TikTok, I post a lot more on there, not because I enjoy it more than YouTube. In fact, if you followed me, you know I love this way more than short form content. It's just easier to make. That's simply the only reason that you'll see me being more consistent there. And it also takes more time to make these videos because I care more about these videos. So not to say my content in short form is bad, and sometimes you'll see me post here just to gain more traction, but in general, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this anime more than anything, and I really do enjoy it. Anything that Kensuke Ushio touches is a masterpiece. A Silent Voice is one of my favorite anime, actually one of my favorite films of all time, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't have too much to update you on. Same things I say in every other outro. If you have any recommendations, videos you want me to make, it could be older anime too. You know, I made one on Welcome to NHK and it got well received. So if you want me to talk about whatever, just let me know. Or if I'm missing anything in the season, you know, please let me know, because I love finding these like underrated gems. I also almost forgot, I changed my profile picture from last time, not because I'm more vain, but that old picture, for you OGs out there who are part of those 3,000 whatever subscribers I'm at now, that was not my art. I'm sorry to whoever on Pinterest drew that brown man with earrings, but it was just too spot on, and I didn't like know how to really draw myself like that. So I used that for a while. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get rid of it as soon as possible. And now I thought, well, that's my profile picture on TikTok, so might as well use that here. But yeah, it's not because I wanted you guys to see me more. I'm not vain. I mean, maybe I am vain, but like that wasn't part of it, I think. And I might see you in the next one.